everybody, and welcome back. It's me, cyberwarrior, and guess what? We are up for another amazing episode of Tech Tuesday, where we're going to go over Security Onion a little bit more in depth. This time, looking through their Hunt module and the Hunt service that the main program has to offer. So this isn't talking the other services like Kibana and Grafana and all those other things. Today, we're going to concentrate on Hunt, and I want to go a little bit more in depth and a little bit more of the different things you can do and how it can work out for you and to your benefit. So before we do that, go ahead and make sure if you like this video, you smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe if you enjoy the content we're putting out. That includes this show, Devil Ray Pen Testing on Wednesdays, and Security Happy Hour on Fridays. So go ahead and make sure you check all those out and keep up with what we have going on every day. Hit that bell, that way you're notified every time we go live and every time we upload a new video. So, without further ado, I've already taken you guys through how to install Security Onion and what all the different modules and services are they have to offer. But for today, we're already logged in. We're going to get right into it, and we're going to go to the Hunt module. And there's a few things that I want to show you here. Actually, quite a bit that I want to show you. So, for starters, you can actually set what you want to look at, and you can drill down, you can do all these different things. So here up in this top left hand corner where the drop down arrow is, you can go here and it already gives you a bunch of queries that you can run, all right, that are already custom made. They allow you, they're stock in the box and come with Security Onion. So if you have something like you want to see SSH events, you would go here and we're going to say we want to do SSH Group 5 version and client. Now, I have not SSH'd into the box, so of course I'm not going to get any alerts for that. And I haven't SSH'd into anything, so we don't have that one. So let's go into something that we're going to get at least some logs from. So let's take a look at HTTP, and we're going to group by, let's say, method and user agent. So this one gets a little interesting because I found some things on here just within my connections, and actually I don't think this is the one I want, so no, let's not do that one. That's not where's recently used. Let's do these alerts. There we go. The alerts allow us to still see HTTP traffic, or rather alerted traffic, potentially bad traffic. So right here we see all these that go from one machine to another machine, port 9197, and emerging threats hunting gives us this rule name of double user agent, and the rule category is potentially bad traffic. So what does that mean to us? Why is that such a bad thing? How could this be potentially bad traffic? Well, what we do is we go down here and we hit the arrow on the left to actually look into the log that is being generated, and we can see that if we go up to the top, we're going to get the destination IP of a 86.27. Now I'm going to let you know outright, that's my TV. I did a little bit of searching before I started recording this, so I knew exactly what that IP was. That's actually one of my TVs upstairs. But I was kind of confused. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. Why is my TV and my computer talking to each other? I haven't, to my knowledge, I hadn't set anything up so that it can do so. But I did. I just didn't realize it. It didn't trigger. So I went down, okay, event category network, and it tells you categories, data sets, what module actually collected the alert. All right, and this is Suricata, which, as if you recall, and if you haven't seen the first video, go back in and take a look at it, because we go through that we're using Suricata for everything. We're not using Zeek at this time. You get a severity, the severity label, the host name that the alert is sitting on is Security Onion. All right, that's I only have one box. I don't have sensors all throughout. So this is coming through the nids that's part of Security Onion, because I'm watching all of the traffic. And then we have our timestamps, the log file path, so where that log file is actually sitting, and then the actual message. So this is where the message worried me a little bit, and where the log itself can be a little bit confusing. So you go into the log message, and let's highlight this and go all the way over so we can see the whole thing right now. Unfortunately, there's no scroll bar here for me to go back and forth, but that's okay. Let's take the menu away. make it easier. So if we look at this, we can see the timestamp right here, the flow ID, the interface, the event type, and then this is where you really start getting into the information that you need. So you have your source IP, which is my computer, all right? It's that .104. And then, of course, you have an ephemeral source port. Now, the thing about this is that the destination IP is that .27 with the destination port of 9197. So what's that mean to us? Well, did a little looking, and 9197, of course, is not a commonly used port. Not a lot. You're not going to find a whole lot of information on that port itself because it's not registered as commonly used. It's not like a port 80, which is HTTP. It's not 443, which is HTTPS. 22, which is SSH. It's none of those. And if you want to look at the poster I have behind me, if you can see it, that's all. It's a few of your commonly used ports and services. And of course, any of these you can change ports on. You can set a web server up on any port you really want. It's just standard and default to be port 80. But let's continue on. So we have a HTTP. So we have the flow bits and the metadata, and we go around and we say action allowed. Okay. Well, maybe an issue, right? Maybe we're not blocking something we should. And I keep looking. And I come down here, and what really got me is I see this alert. So home net to any external net. All right. And then we keep going. And then I saw this Sogu mobile tool, which is known, it's a known Chinese search engine. So, all right, that could be an issue. And then I see LGE.com, which is LG Electronics. All right. And then I didn't look up Kugo.com, so I'm not 100% sure. But this all came in reference from emerging threats, this whole issue. And then it's saying it's potentially adware, or it's adware or potentially unwanted program, adware pub. I'm like, all right. So then I look a little further, and here is where it gets interesting, is once you see the actual user agent. So this right here, this Microsoft DLNA doc, that is the technology that is used for TVs and connecting to other devices, is that DLNA now. You'll see it if you want to turn on HDMI DLNA. That basically allows you, if you turn on an HDMI device, it'll auto switch to that interface. And so for anybody that has like a PlayStation, an Xbox, a Nintendo, I know my kids, as soon as they set the Nintendo Switch on the console, if the Switch is still on and the battery isn't dead like they normally do, it'll auto switch to the Nintendo Switch interface. So this is how Microsoft and your Windows device is talking to your TV, is this DLNA. So I could go in and look at my networking settings, or look at my Explorer and go into networking, and I can see my TV. So that's how it's communicating, is over DLNA. And it would allow me from my computer to switch the interface to on the TV to whatever I wanted to stream to it. So if I told my computer, hey, send YouTube to this TV, it would do it, and it would auto switch the source. So that is the purpose of DLNA. So I'm not worried anymore. Now I know. All right. Now I know exactly what's going on. And there may still be some things that I want to look at on the networking side to block or allow or things of that nature. But not all alerts, just because they say they're adware or pub, are bad. It could be just something that's in the network and it's just reading is that way. So let's go a little further down. So let me do this so you can see the side. So that's the message. And this tells us the metadata beat that it came from was file beat. And then the IP address. And here's the network data decoded. So this is where you see get iconlarge.png, keep alive, and here's your user agent of DLNA. So this is a little bit easier to read than the entire log message or alert, but this is actually what was sent across the wire. So then we have potentially bad traffic. We have the date that it was created, or the role metadata was created back in 2010. So now that we're in 2021, this role is relatively old. It was updated in 2020, but the original creation is 11 years old, and it's still over a year old since it was created. And then here's the actual role that is put into Saracata, into your nids. Is this is what it's looking for. This is how it triggers. So again, even though it's DLNA, the problem is I may want to look into this because it's still looking for this content, the Sogu mobile tool, the Kogu, and LGE.com. So I may want to go in and reconfigure that role at a later time. But it's good to have because now I'm actually getting something to show everybody. So then you go down and it'll tell you your sock ID, what tags were put on it, the sock type, and things of that nature. So as your logs. But you may be wondering, and I believe I covered this in an older video, what this yield sign does. And what this yield sign does, if I click this, it'll actually escalate and create a case for us. Well, that's great. Where's our cases at? Our cases are in the Hive. And I did cover a little bit of that. Again, we can go into more detail. We'll go into more detail in a later video. But that is where all of your case management is. So it'll take it from Hunt to the Hive. You go to the Hive, log in, and you can see everything. So now let's go up. Let's see if we can find something else a little bit interesting. So this file is zip detected. Now this is saying low. It's not giving us any categories. But it's saying, okay, so this is the source IP. This 192.229.210.142. And this is the destination IP. Now, automatically, I believe I know what this is because it was something I had looked into before because I was getting really curious. Like, I'm not downloading anything. Why am I getting zip files? But just for reference, let's take a look at what's going on here. Whew. It's a long log, right? A lot of encryption, a lot of, just HTTP traffic and packets in general that you would have to go through and decrypt. You've got subdomains and things of that nature. But this is where we get into the decoded traffic. See this version right here, this network decoded, is what really matters. All right, makes it a lot easier to see what's going on. So we come down here, we see our X-frame options, we see no sniff, okay. We see a signature. Let's see if we could figure out exactly what this is. Like I said, I have a feeling I know what it is, but I need to find it. So we're going to come down here. All right. And again, this alert role is HTTP any message file zip detected. So if it finds a zip file, then it's going to trigger. Let's see. Can we figure out where this is coming from? It does not look like it wants to show us here. So what you would do is you're like, okay, well, that could be a problem. Now, we haven't looked up what the IP address is yet or who it belongs to. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and we're going to say, all right, we know this is an issue. We know this is something we want to investigate a little bit more. Let's go ahead. Let's escalate this, create ourselves a case. Again, it may not be anything bad. It could be a zip file we downloaded. Or, and this is where it's going to get fun, we go in and we're going to use Hunt for what its purpose. We're going to do a little threat hunting. So let's see let's go up here. What is the source IP? So the source IP is this right here. So let's open a new window. Let's go there. Oops. And we're going to say domain tools, enter that IP, and search. I am not a robot. Edgecast. So Aaron, Verizon Business. So we know it's a Verizon business address, but we still don't know who this IP belongs to. I did find out. Let's see if we could find it in here, though. That's the only question I have, is will we be able to find it in the actual hunting log? So let's go and see if we can find the name of this zip file. Looking. What do you think? We're going to be able to find it, guys? Let's see. Where are you? Here we go. B2 repository. Where's my zip? And it's a gzip file. And it's quick.exe. So if we copy this, go back to our Google search. What is, and we're not going to take that. We're going to actually erase all this. We're going to do a search. All right. So what file is this? Still nothing. All right. So we know what the file is. Quick.exe. Let's see if it'll give us anything on that. Quick.exe. Excel, quick access toolbar. So we're still not getting anything. All right. So this is definitely something we want to create a case on. And we want to see, eventually get into looking at what this file is. All right. Now, I don't believe it's anything to be concerned about, but I'm still going to look into it. Why? Because I don't know what it is. And I don't know exactly who this IP address belongs to. So you're going to want to find these things out. There's a lot of ways to do that. The other thing we can do is, because we created a case for this, we could go further and we can look in Kibana, we can look in a bunch of different things. But what I really want to do is, let's take this, let's see. Do we have a way to see what this file is? I'm not seeing anything. All right. Well, let's do one thing, and let's just see if this signature will tell us anything. So let's pull up CyberChef. And we're going to input that. And we'll say from base 64. Nothing. All right. So that does nothing for us. Whoops. Let's try magic. And intensive mode. Nope, this signature has nothing that we can really make any heads or tails of. So, could have gone further in depth. We could look at something different. But, all right, it's a signature. I didn't think we'd get anything, but it's always worth a shot to see if somebody's hiding something in there. So, as you can see, like I said, you can see what the file is, and it's just going to take a matter of doing some more research. And because I'm not doing a full threat hunting, I'm not going to keep digging into this for the 45 minutes it may take, or an hour, or whatever the case may be, to find out what this file is. I created a case for it. So, like, I'd go to the Hive, and we want to get out of no filters, open, here, apply, okay. So we have this file zip detected. We'd go in here, and we see the description. We see the log file, and we'd go in, and we'd create tasks. So we'd add a task to research it, anything that was observable, and we'd go from there. All right, we'd add additional information. So the additional information we may add is that this is the file that we're looking for. So we'd go file name. That way somebody doesn't have to look through the log. And we do copy here, additional information. No, that's reputation. So we'll add a task. And we'll say task group, file, research, task title, research, gzip file. All right, and we're gonna do settings. Oh, no responder. And add new task log. Here's the file. Add log. There we go. So now we have the file name. We can go in here, look at the log for that task, and see what's going on. Observables, we still have nothing. We could say type. Oh, here we go. Type file. If I had a file, I would put it here. But I don't have the file. I'd have to go in and figure out exactly where it came from. We know what it is. We just don't have the destination of where it's saved to. So we would go in and look and figure it out. But so that's the Hive. That's, hunting. And again, you can do so much more with this. So this is grouping by event module. We can go into our nids alerts, network and event data site alert, role by, group by, role dot group ID, role dot UUID, role dot name, and here we go. Miscellaneous attack activity. This one could be interesting. Attempted information leak. Curl user agent outbound. So let's see if we can find that one. Include. And when you hit include, it adds it to the filter so that it keeps what you have. Then you include that, and it narrows down your search results. It really makes it a lot easier to look through things. You go in here. Okay, so this is the destination GeoIP. Destination is port 80. Destination IP, and we know it's going to Chicago. Again, Saracot is what picked it up. And then we have our curl agent. GitHub /r, no, GitHub, accept, stream, packet, attempted recon. So I would go in and look and see exactly what's going on. Here's our HTTP, our curl. It's an attempted information leak. And see if there's any other good information. I mean, you can make do. You can look at any of this data and figure out exactly what's going on, and narrow it down and make it fit your threat hunting scheme. That's what I love about Security Onion and this hunting capability in particular, is we can look at IPs, we can look at everything going on, and really just pinpoint what the issue is. So that's a little bit about Security Onion Hunt, and I hope you got something out of that. I really, truly do. Once again, I gotta say, I love doing these for you guys. And if you need more information, if there's something else you would like me to cover, something more that you want to go over, please let me know. But saying that once again, my name's Cyber Warrior. This is Cyber Warrior Studios. You're watching Tech Tuesday, so please go ahead and smash that like button if you enjoyed this video, and then go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that bell. Let us know what's going on. Without further ado, I'll leave you to the rest of your day and the rest of your week. Please make sure you check out the rest of Tech Tuesday. Go ahead, check out Devil Ray Pen Testing, and make sure you catch us live Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as we have another amazing episode of Security Happy Hour coming to you. Enjoy yourselves, enjoy your day, stay safe, and I hope to see you all next time.